Major General Barbara Holcomb.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and the opportunity to speak for a few minutes about Medical Research Material Command and introduce some of the things that you're going to see a little bit later this morning. I'll call it MRMC because it's easier to say, but it's Medical Research and Material Command, located up at Fort Detrick, Maryland, about 50 miles up the road in Frederick, and as of this morning, 2 hours and 50 minutes to get here. Our mission focuses on creating medical knowledge and material solutions for the warfighter and their families. Our first priority is always the readiness of our soldiers. The Army is involved in medical research and development because our service members are exposed to diverse environmental and war-related threats, such as blast injuries, which are different than many civilian medical issues or trauma found in the United States. These unique threats to physical, mental, and environmental health span from accession through training, deployment, treatment, evacuation, and rehabilitation. Everything that we do at MRMC is based on a required capability that supports readiness and the lethality of the soldier. Those readiness requirements are often derived from lessons learned and from analyzing potential future combat and conflict scenarios, such as the multi-domain battle. MRMC is the only command that manages a full acquisition lifecycle, from early research to development to testing and evaluation, FDA approval, through fielding, sustainment, and disposal. To provide the variety of medical capabilities supporting soldier readiness, we manage and execute research, development, and acquisition in 5 areas. Medical infectious diseases, which focuses on threats like Ebola, HIV, E. coli, Zika, diarrheal diseases, malaria, and leishmaniasis, just to name a few. Our combat casualty care research focuses on reducing the mortality and morbidity resulting from injuries in combat, which often translates to civilian trauma care, things like hemorrhage control, traumatic brain injury, and burns. Military operational medicine research aims to maximize health, performance, and fitness, focusing on injury prevention and reduction, psychological health and resilience, physiological health, and environmental health and protection. Areas that also impact the human dimension and manned-unmanned teaming, things that require full focus of our soldiers. Clinical and rehabilitative medicine looks to return injured service members to duty and/or restore their quality of life through regenerative medicine, neuromuscular skeletal injury rehabilitation, sensory system, traumatic injury, and pain management research. And our medical, chemical, and biological research strives to provide capabilities to respond to complex threats coming from various players, from nation states to terrorist organizations. These threats come in various forms, including bacteria, toxins, viruses, chemical threats, such as nerve agents or toxical industrial chemicals. We also manage DoD-level coordinating offices that focus on blast injuries, medical simulation and information sciences, the Joint Trauma and Injury Prevention and Combat Program, and chemical, biological, medical countermeasures. MRMC is a global workforce of 6,700 military, civilian, and contractors, with research and development laboratories and logistics command on 4 different continents. Our overseas labs are vital in the development of products to protect our service members and support global public health. These units have been instrumental in several worldwide health surveillance and research efforts, including the development and testing of malaria, HIV, and Ebola vaccines. Our medical logistics units in Europe and Asia support the medical logistics needs of our deployed combat units and also provide support to the U.S. embassies. The command's capabilities include a unique infrastructure, dedicated personnel, and scientific and technical expertise that keep the U.S. at the cutting edge of the development of medical science and technology. In many instances, MRMC purchases commercially available medical products. When there are no suitable or available products to fill our warfighters' needs, we adapt available products or develop solutions from the ground up at our MRMC laboratories. The broad scope of MRMC's medical capability development efforts make MRMC's acquisition management processes one of its most critical functions. Our product lines include vaccines, pharmaceuticals, medical devices, and information technology, a diverse and complex array of medical products that require extensive collaboration. We partner with industry, academia, other federal agencies, and international partners, both industry and militaries. These partnerships allow us to tap into an expansive network of expertise in science and technology, clinical trials, and manufacturing, supporting development of successful solutions from material to knowledge products. Today, you'll see and hear about 4 efforts MRMC is currently developing. The first presentation is the DP-14 Unmanned Aerial Vehicle from the Telemedicine and Advanced Technology Research Center, better known as TATRIC. The TATRIC team is developing an unmanned aerial system research platform that is much smaller than a traditionally piloted vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. It has the potential to provide unique capabilities for medical logistics compared with larger aircraft. The DP-14 is part of an MRMC effort to look at alternatives to evacuating casualties in the multi-domain battlefield. TATRIC is currently testing this UAS research platform to address the operational gaps in future medical mission areas. A little bit later, our combat casualty care team will tell you about a new technology that has the ability to diagnose head injuries in real time, which we hope will lead to more accurate and immediate head injury diagnoses amongst our warfighters, both on and off the battlefield. Following that, our team from the United States Army Medical Material Agency, or USAMA, will demonstrate the medical hands-free ultra-wideband broadcast, or MedHub, which will provide medics with a powerful companion to help capture, store, and forward medical data from point of injury through the patient's treatment at all levels of care. This system will improve patient care, safety, and outcomes without additional burden to the medics. And finally, our combat casualty care team will demonstrate the Compensatory Reserve Index, a state-of-the-art technology designed to measure the body's ability to compensate for low-volume blood loss with minimal change in traditional vital signs. The CRI monitor gauges whether a patient requires resuscitation or immediate medical attention to help quickly identify and manage the most severely injured and ill patients. And then tomorrow, just as a follow-on for your interest, we have an expert on hand from our Tech Transfer Office to talk about our international patent consortium concept. This is a novel technology transfer program to increase the foreign patents portfolio of government labs and provide international partners to help U.S. small businesses successfully market government inventions. I thank you all for joining us this morning and hope you stick around throughout the morning to learn more about U.S. Medical Research and Material Command and the products that we're currently working. We have subject matter experts who will be here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much for your time.